And welcome to another Cardinals Nest here on HBC TV 25. This is the show where we talk St. Mary's University athletics. I'm Dean Beckman, the faculty athletic representative for St. Mary's. Donnie Netto is our sports information director. And once again, we are going to focus on the sport of volleyball. We've already had Jackie Keeker on the program. She's the head coach for St. Mary's volleyball. So it's high time we get the real boss on today's show. It's Kylie Zumach. She's the assistant head coach for the volleyball team. Is that true, Kylie? Are you really running the show?
I wish. No, I'm just the assistant. I do what I'm told. Okay.
And you are a first-year assistant here at St. Mary's, and so it's one of the reasons why we wanted to have you on the show, introduce you to everybody, learn more about you. So tell us about yourself. You're new to coaching, right? So is this your first coaching stop? And you were a Division I volleyball player at Kansas State. So give us a little bit about your background, where you're from, and how you got developed in volleyball.
Yeah, so I'm from Buffalo, Minnesota. It's about west of the Twin Cities, about an hour. Both my parents played volleyball, so I knew I was going to play since I was really young.
It was in the genes.
It was. I had no choice. No, I'm kidding.
And even though Donnie's wearing them, it's not in his.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
No, yeah. So I played club volleyball for 8 years about, and then I went and played at Kansas State for 5 years. My second year I tore my ACL, so I medically redshirted. And then I went and played pro in Spain for a bit. And now I'm here, and this is my first coaching gig, and I'm super excited about it.
I like how she very humbly throws in, I played pro in Spain.
So we're going to reverse and talk a little bit about that.
Yeah,
talk a little about playing professional volleyball, because really we've never had anybody on the show that has played professional volleyball. So talk a little bit about the adjustment going to Spain and what it was like.
Yeah, so I signed with an agent. It's Elite Volley Agency. They're really common with a bunch of American athletes in volleyball. They set me up. I had a few different places I could go, but Spain, it was actually on the Canary Islands. So I got to live on an island for half a year. So that wasn't too bad.
There are perks to that.
There are perks to that. It was really different. There was a little bit of a culture shock there. There was no washer and dryer. I had to go do that stuff. The kitchen was small. They didn't have a lot of things like America. So that was just, I had to drink bottled water every day. That was a little bit of a difference, but I loved playing volleyball. That was my job. I got to do that, so that was a lot of fun. But I miss the U.S. too much, and I always knew I wanted to coach, so I'm like, you know what, this isn't for me. I'm going to come back and start coaching.
You know, I think that for a lot of sports, they'll often tout the European or overseas experiences, and that's great, and it's wonderful that they're there, but there is the culture shock that comes with that, especially if you had not spent a lot of time over there previously. What was that like, just getting used to being away from home, and all of a sudden you've got a job, and even though it's a sport, it's still a job?
I was used to being away from home because Kansas State was 9 hours away, so that was different, but just like the different time zones, the communication was hard with my family, and not a lot of people spoke English over there. And I like to talk a lot, so it was hard not being able to talk to anyone all the time. So just you feel a little isolated, but I got used to it after a month or two, and it was fine.
Well, rumor has it there was at one time you were thinking about broadcast journalism, right? So talking a lot, that goes well with that profession.
Exactly, yeah.
It seems like you enjoy culture shocks. Because now, not only going professional in Spain, but you go from a D1 program playing to a Division III, 25,000 population town of Winona. What was it like going from playing at Kansas State to coaching at the D3 level?
It was different. I have a lot of my friends who also coach up in the cities. They do club, and then they coach at a lot of Miac schools too. So I talked to them about that. I coached with the head St. Thomas coach this past year a bunch. And I knew it was going to be different, but I came here and I've loved it so much because I have so much to learn myself, but I'm also teaching a lot, just bringing a whole new aspect in. So like the learning curve this year has been so awesome because I've had so much to give and I've had so much to learn. But the level of play is still super high. I mean, obviously it's going to be size-wise, it's a little different, but still it's super competitive every day, and everyone wants to be there, and it's been awesome.
I mentioned we had Jackie on the program, and of course she too was a Division I athlete. Give us a sense for what that's like. You're a recent graduate from Kansas State. What's it like playing a sport at a Division I school? What's sort of a day in the life like?
It's a long day. You get up 4 or 5 times a week and you work out 6:15 a.m. and then you go to class, then you go to tutors, and then you go to practice, and then you watch film, and then you probably have more tutors or homework at night. So, your day is planned out for you. So my coaches at K-State used to say it's really hard for you guys to fail here because we have so much support for you. So it was all the time, and volleyball was such a big part of your life. Like, that's why you got to go to school there. I got the opportunity to get a free education because of volleyball, so I had to take that very seriously. It was just, a lot and very busy.
What's the biggest adjustment from being a player to now being a coach? What is the one thing that you've really kind of, maybe a wow moment of, oh, okay, this is a little different than when I got to play?
It's just the competitiveness is different, and I'm a very competitive human. Everything I do, I want to be the first to finish anything. So I think coaching, it's a lot different. The competitiveness is different. I can't go out there and make a difference. I have to scheme on the bench and be competitive in our own practices and make the girls want to, bring that out in themselves. But I get to play sometimes. So, I get to bring that competitiveness a little bit in practice, which is fun.
At what point did you think about coaching as a career?
I was in college. It was my freshman or sophomore year, and my head coach, she said to me, right away, she's like, you're going to be a coach one day. And I'm like, oh, no, because my mom was a volleyball coach. And I was like, oh, I don't want to follow. My mom does. Right. But I got towards my junior and senior year, and seeing the underclassmen come in, kind of took them under my wing and coached them a little bit as a player, which is always different because you don't want to be too bossy. But I'm just, towards the end of that, I'm like, wow, okay, I want to coach. I love helping people. That's what I want to do. So it's been awesome because I know so much about the game and I get to help people. It's just been perfect.
As a recent graduate, recent player, are you able to get out on the court as an assistant coach and kind of help run practice from that standpoint, but actually participating a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. We get to scrimmage, and I hop in sometimes, especially the day before our games. I kind of act as another team's big hitter, and I do what they do, and I try to copy their tendencies, so it makes our defense pick up on that a little sooner. So I love any opportunity I get to play, so it's fun.
Talk a little bit about the season so far. You're just past the halfway point, which is hard to believe. You've got 3 home matches coming up, and then that's it. Then you're on the road.
Right?
But talk a little bit about the season thus far and what what you've taken out of this first half.
Yeah, this year when me and Jackie came in, we really tried to set up a new culture that they've never had before. So I love to win. So it's been hard not winning out. I didn't expect to win every game, but it's been hard, and I've been learning a lot of stuff. We've been learning a lot of stuff about the team and about each other along the way. And it's kind of like taking those small victories, like watching a girl who's been doing something wrong all preseason and it finally clicks in her head. Like, oh, this is what I'm doing, and watching a bunch of films. So, we've learned a lot of things, and we've had a lot of little wins, which has been good, and that's kind of the positives to take out of that so far.
Is it difficult for you being a first-year coach here at St. Mary's as you head out on the recruiting trail? You've probably had to do a lot of learning yourself about what St. Mary's is about, but talk a little bit about the recruiting and what you're looking for and where you guys are going in terms of finding players to become Cardinals.
Yeah, so our big selling point is the campus and the small family atmosphere. So we say that to girls right away when we talk to them, but we're really looking for tall, athletic girls we can kind of mold. We have 6 liberos this year, and we're graduating 2. So 4 liberos is a good number. And we have 2 great setters, 2 great freshman setters. So we're really looking for tall front row players, and that's what we've been going after. And I kind of have those connections in the cities, so I've been trying to kind of get some of those girls to consider coming and looking down here.
Well, I know our next guest, DeJaye Baab, will appreciate hearing you're not recruiting liberos, right? And so we'll have DeJaye on in a few minutes here, but that's a big part, right, of being a coach. You have to look at the needs of the team, who's graduating. I mean, there's so much more to coaching than just the X's and O's. What are you learning from that capacity? Yeah,
just things I never thought of as a player, like types of players we want to recruit that'll fit in well with our team, that St. Mary's Volleyball has a history of being super, super smart. So we like to recruit smart girls who value school. And just stuff like that I never thought of as a player. As a player, I'm like, oh, we want the best girls, to come here. But there's more going into that. And there's more like the type of middles we want, the type of outsides we want. So it's been a big learning curve for me.
We always talk on the show about the competitiveness of the MIAC. Now, you being new, what are you taking away from playing in the MIAC?
Anyone can beat anyone on every day, any day. You know, I bet you guys hear that a lot. But top to bottom in the Miac, people have been knocking each other out in tournaments and in conference play. So it's just been awesome knowing we can have the opportunity to go in and beat anyone if we prepare right. And anyone can beat us, so we have to play on our best game. So yeah, it's just been super competitive watching film every day. I'm like, wow.
And probably the biggest challenge you may face this year comes up on Friday. You got number 5 St. Benedict here at the St. Mary's Gym.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the weekend. It's a busy weekend with
Yeah.
2 conference matches, St. Ben's and then Concordia. How do you prepare for back-to-back conference matches?
So lots of film, lots of scouting reports. I said a little bit earlier in practice, our scout team side kind of tries to act like a St. Ben's, and they're just a really quick, tall team. So lots of heavy balls getting hit during practice to prepare our defense. But Concordia is really crafty, and they're really good at serving and passing. So, I mean, they're both 2 really good teams. We've been practicing hard this week.
Yeah, just a few questions left, Kylie. One is your impression of the MIAC. You, of course, had the relationship with the St. Thomas coach, so you knew a little bit about it, but now that you're seeing it close and personal, night in, night out, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they're good. It's a great conference. It's one of the best conferences in the country, in my opinion, at this level. So it's awesome we get the opportunity to play against these good teams because it makes us better. Even if we're not winning as much as we want, it makes us better, and we're lucky to get that opportunity.
Last question. Donnie knows I like to deal with rumors on this show. So rumor has it that there was a certain chant that the volleyball team did earlier this season that upset you a little bit. A little rock, chalk, Jayhawk chant. Now, as a Kansas State player, what went through your mind and why did they do that to you? I mean, that's about as cruel as it gets, right?
I was so mad. We had a freshman, Elise, if you're watching this, you're still in trouble. She wore a KU sweatshirt to one of our team bonding things, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
I'm like, that is not allowed. So we were at our Ripon tournament. We're playing really well all weekend, so I challenged the bench. I'm like, let's get engaged more, let's have more fun. So game point, they looked at me, and I'm not going to say what you just said.
I'm sure. It's probably in the Kansas State bylaws.
Yeah,
that
I can't say that. So they said that, and I set my clipboard down, and my jaw dropped, and I'm like, someone's running this week when we get back to practice. I was so mad.
See, I can only get away with bringing it up because I'm not on the team. And
It's okay.
So, all right, Kylie Zumach, thanks for joining us. Good luck here the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
All right, DeJaye Baab, the Libero, the sophomore Libero on the team, will join us next here on HBC.
Get ready to rock the block. 4 top designers, 4 suburban homes. The renovation showdown is on.
This is my turn. I don't like to lose. This is gonna be fun.
I'm gonna crush the competition.
It's time to rock the block. Rock the Block. Series premiere Monday, October 21st at 9 on HGTV.
Let's do it.
Ta-da!
Christine, welcome to Garage Squad. Congratulations. Put your thing down and we'll do the little, we're done.
Piece of cake.
There we go. You guys ready to see it? Yeah, baby. It's just very emotional. A dream come true.
Garage Squad. New episode Wednesday at 10 on Motor Trend.
See you guys then.
I come from the hood. I come from runners. I come from laughter.
Make no mistake, this life is a choice.
And we are back on the Cardinals Nest here on HBC TV 25. Our focus again this week is volleyball. We had Kylie Zumach on the previous segment. She's the assistant volleyball coach. And now we have DeJaye Baab. DeJaye is a sophomore libero for the team. I bet Donnie $10 I could get DeJaye to smile. See, right there, Donnie, pay up.
Yeah.
I know, DeJaye Baab. Last week on the show, Donnie, you might remember, I said I think she's kind of the glue that really brings this team together a little bit. So we're going to ask DeJaye why that might be and things like that. But we've never had DeJaye on the program before. So DeJaye, you're sort of a Winona area resident, right? So tell us about yourself and how you got started in volleyball and then why you came to St. Mary's.
All right, so I'm from Wabasha, Minnesota, which is like 30 minutes north, like right on the river. I got started with volleyball because of my cousin, Jordan Wolf. She went here, and then that's kind of a reason why I started looking at here too. And like all my, like Ryan goes here, he still goes here. Volleyball has like always been a part of my life, I guess. I started when I was really little, and then my high school volleyball coach kind of was like, "You need to go play college," and I was like, "Really?" And then St. Mary's always came here for camps, like every summer, came to my high school. And so that's how I kind of met all the coaches, and they started talking to me, and I started talking to them. And I was like, yeah, I really like it here. I'll come.
Yeah, good.
And it did help having family members come here before, right? Hunter?
Yes.
Brother, correct?
My brother, yeah.
And then your cousins, Jordan?
Jordan
Zach,
graduated. Yep, they're all.
And
Ryan.
Yep.
Okay, and Ryan's still here. Now, did you follow Jordan at Wabasha as well? Did you get to play with her at all?
I did not.
She was before you?
Yeah, she graduated when I was just going to go to 7th grade,
Okay.
so, yeah.
So what was that like when your coach said to you, you should play college volleyball? Had you ever given it consideration before? Because that's kind of a big step, right? And
Yeah.
it's a big commitment, but it's also an honor to be told you're good enough to play at the next level.
Yeah, so I kind of took it really by surprise because I thought I was going to play softball in college. Like, that was my main focus, was to try to get like recruits from softball. So when she told me that, I was like, but really? I should play volleyball? So then I had to kind of make a decision because I was like, I didn't know if I wanted to play 2 sports in college. That was a lot. And so, I mean, she motivated me a lot to get into volleyball, I guess. And then she also has like a huge impact on my life. So it helped.
You know, and now that you're here at St. Mary's, you're leading the team in digs. I mean, really, you came in and started playing right away. Were you surprised by that? Did your confidence just grow and grow your freshman year? Tell us about your freshman year a little bit.
Yeah, I did not expect to play my freshman year. I came in and I was like, oh, I'm just this little girl. I'm really short. Like, I didn't expect that I was gonna play, and I've like watched St. Mary's play like previous years, like when I was talking to coaches and stuff about me coming, and I was like, oh boy, like they hit hard. These teams hit hard. So no, I did not expect to play my freshman year, and like getting the opportunity to step on that court, it like opened my eyes a lot, and yeah, I think I grew as an individual. Like, my confidence level still needs a little help, but other than that, yeah.
Okay.
What was the biggest adjustment when we'll talk about last year, especially coming from high school to playing in college? And like Kylie had said before, you know, the MIC is some of the best players around. What was the biggest adjustment for you as a libero from when you played in high school to jumping up to Division III?
Yeah, I would say faster pace, definitely. The balls get hit a lot harder, and the serves are a lot harder to like pass, like get under and read, because they move a lot more than high school. So.
Well, and you're one of our leading servers at St. Mary's, so tell us a little bit about serving and how you got so skilled at that.
I did not know that. I was one of those. Well, this year, I don't think I was that good last year at serving, but this year, my assistant coach has really helped us serve, and that's like one of our main things that we do at practices now, is like we don't serve to get it in, we serve it to hit hard and like make it move a lot, and she's helped us a lot on that serving aspect.
Well, I mean, I would think that serving is kind of one of those very underrated aspects of the volleyball game, because you're right. Most people think, oh, you hit it over and then the play starts.
Right.
But really, that serve and the placement of it and the height of it and everything really factors into the defense and the offensive game plan and all of that. Right?
Yeah. Like, our coaches always tell us to win games, you have to serve and pass. And if we serve wimpy and just get it right to the pass, like, the Miac teams are good, so they're just going to crush it in our faces. And so making sure that serves hard and like not at a player is very important.
Do you get the freedom to serve how and where you want? I know a lot of coaches will give signs to kind of tell you where to serve it. What are your coaches doing in that aspect? Do they give you some freedom in terms of where you want to place it, or do you pretty much go by what they suggest?
I pretty much go by what they suggest, unless like we're at a really big rally and then they call a timeout and I'm serving. Once after that, I was like, no, I'm just going to get it in. Like, we just need to get it in right now.
Sure.
So.
Tell us about the coaching staff a little bit. We did hear from Kylie already. What's Jackie like as a head coach, and what attracted you to St. Mary's based on what she was able to tell you?
Yeah, so, well, first of all, I was recruited by Mike Lester because it was the year he left.
Right.
But Jackie has really grown. Like, she's just been a head coach for 3 years, and like my 2 years here, like she's stepped up a lot, I think, and I think a lot of it has to do with our new assistant coach because she's brought in so much like stuff and new stuff to help us grow. And I mean, all of our hitters are learning new things. They're not hitting, like we're really focusing on like not hitting at one spot and like switching our shots a lot. And I mean, everything's just different because she was D1. I mean,
right. Well, and last year you had Lex Krogstad as your assistant coach, and of course I'm sure she was able to help you out a lot because she herself was a libero, right?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I love Kylie, but I do miss Lex a lot. Lex was like, I mean, she was one of the best liberos here, and she helped me a lot. And I like texted her when she left, and she's like, "Come to the cities anytime, and I'll work with you."
Talk a little bit about the libero position. I mean, a lot of people may not know much about it except that you wear a different color uniform and you get to go in and out whenever you want.
Yeah.
But talk a little bit about the position and kind of what your role and responsibilities are.
Yeah, so my role as a libero is to pretty much control the back row. So I get all the serves that I can, like serve receives, all the digs that I can. I cover a lot more of the court than a lot of our other defensive players, and I also feel like my job's to pick up the back row. So like if they aren't passing as well or aren't like getting to the right spot, I think it's my job to like refocus them and like hype them up a little bit. I feel like I'm the hype woman a little bit on that. But
as a sophomore, is it surprising to you, that you are expected to be in a leadership role, especially in your position as a libero? Usually it's the juniors or seniors who are the leaders, but really out there, especially during a match, I mean, you need to be the leader. You need to kind of be that take charge person.
Right.
Does that fit your personality? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I kind of love it. I mean, if it wasn't for us, like we wouldn't be able to get that first up, and I feel like that has helped me grow into a better leader. I mean, I think I always was, but like this year especially, I feel more comfortable because it's my second year here, and I don't know, I feel like I've taken the freshmen under my wing a little bit and helped them a lot.
And I think that's why on last week's show I mentioned I think you're kind of the glue that keeps this team together and really propels it forward, because I've seen that out of you on the court. The other thing too is in that position you lead the team in digs. I've seen some incredible digs from you. How much of that is anticipation? How much of that is vision? So talk about the strategy of knowing where to be when to get some of those digs right before the ball hits the court.
Yeah, so practices before games, we have our like non-starting team be like the other team. So in order for us to like really know their shots and stuff, they throw those shots in there. So by the time game time happens, I'm usually like well prepared on where they're gonna hit. But then like also you have like I read the hitters, so like if their bodies turn towards me, I'm like, yeah, this is coming right at me.
Sure.
And stuff like that. Yeah. And otherwise it's just kind of a quick reaction and you throw your hands up and try to get a ball on it.
But a lot of times with that is you have a purpose too. It's not just getting the ball up. I mean, your intention is to get it to Lillian. And I mean, there are times that your back is turned, but yet you still seem to be able to find where Lillian is. I mean, are you thinking ahead as the ball's on the other side? Okay, here's where I got to go. Here's what I got to do. Here's how I got to get it to Lillian, because that's really the next step in the progression of your offense.
Yeah, I think that doesn't really go through my mind because I'm so used to just trying to get it to that spot. So, I mean, it's just like a natural thing, I guess, now. But, yeah, I do know where our setter is going to be, and I know where I want to place the ball. It just, if I can get it there, I guess. And especially on the ones on my back's turn, I don't really think about it. It just, if it happens, it happens.
Right.
But, yeah, I want to get, like, that perfect pass up to our setter so our hitters have a chance to really show them what they got.
This is a kind of an interesting part of the season. You spend so much time in the first month of the season where you've got a midweek match and then you've got a tournament where you're playing 4 matches in 2 days. Now this week you've got no matches during the week. You've got a Friday match and a Saturday match. Then you have the week off and you have another Saturday match. Is it nice at this time of year to kind of have some time to maybe do some more preparation, some more work individually with just a couple matches on the weekend, or would you rather be playing like you do early in the year with all the tournaments?
Right now, I think it's definitely beneficial for our team to have this break because, I mean, we have been struggling a little bit, like winning the games. So individually, like, we're very, very good, and it's just the aspect of putting our team together. And so having these practices to be able to really work on that and, like, really connecting with our other teammates is, like, essential. And we obviously want to win, and, yeah, we need to work on that. So I think these practices now are very helpful, and I'd rather not have a game because we can't learn anything after that. We just lost, so that's good. Like, we have that opportunity to fix our mistakes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. It's been kind of a roller coaster season, hasn't it? Talk about the emotional highs and lows of a season and what you learned from that, and how you gotta, even after losses, you gotta keep going. Right now you're above 500, so you have more wins than losses. But yeah, it's been kind of up and down.
Yeah, it has been, and it's really taken a toll on a lot of us actually. But we were really focusing on just staying positive and not letting it get to us, because we know we can beat these teams that we're losing, and it's just hard that we're losing. Like, especially in 3, like, we get so close in the first game and then we just kind of drop it. We don't really know why yet. We don't know how to necessarily fix it. So that's why these also practices are really good to, like, put us in game-like situations and really, like, end our games, because we have a little bit of trouble with that. We just need to end it.
Right.
Okay, we talked about this off camera beforehand. DJ's not your real name. Okay, your real name is Adriana. Now I have an idea of why you go by DJ, but I want to know the real reason why you go by DJ and not Adriana.
Okay, well, my middle name is DJ. One of my middle names. I have 2 middle names, and it's because of my uncle that died. I got named after him. And my grandpa used to call him DJ all the time, and then me and my grandpa are really, really close, so he started calling me DJ, and then, like, all of my high school coaches call me DJ. It's just easier to say, like, you don't want to yell out my Adriana. Like, it's just easier to say that, and, like, my teammates started calling me that, and that's how, like, Jackie knows me as, because when we were recruiting, so I was like, I don't want to mess up.
Change it now.
Yeah, I don't want to change it now.
Okay, good. And then just one more question, DJ, and that is your major is sociology and human services. You're just a sophomore. I don't want to pressure you or commit you to anything, but any thoughts to the future, what you might want to do with that?
Yeah. Well, my goal, what to do with that, is to work with cancer patients, like children cancer patients. And I want to be like a counselor or social worker with them and, like, kind of play with them. And I don't know, St. Jude's would be my goal in life. But I also want to coach, so I don't want to go too far away.
Sure.
So.
All right, excellent. Well, DJ, thanks for being on the show today. Good luck here the rest of the season. Hope to have you on again some other years. So.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for this week's Cardinals Nest. Glad that you could watch. This is HBC TV 25.
Food, shelter, fast internet. It's all we really need. Good thing HBC has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home, all at once. With speeds like these, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. You want it. You need it. Get it. Call or click hbci.com and upgrade your internet today.
This fall starts Saturday strong on Fox.
Wow! Touchdown!
Every Saturday at 11. Get started with the all-new Big Noon Kickoff pregame show.
Unbelievable! It's about to start!
Followed by the Big Noon Saturday Game of the Week.
Touchdown!
Start Saturday strong. Start Saturday on Fox.